Hello everybody and welcome back to Encounter Roleplay. My name is Will, I'm a D&D sex icon, and welcome back to a very special episode of Zweihander, Blackhearts. We don't have the full cast and crew of us today. Indeed, we're going to be running a little shorter episode today because we wanted to do a kind of special character level up and maybe a little Q&A as we go as well. So let's start by reminding ourselves of who we are and not who we'll be playing today, but who we have been playing on the show thus far. So let's start with Kimmy. Kimmy, how are you doing today?
I am doing very well, thank you. How are you?
I am excellent. I have not been better in some time.
I play Danny, who is a human fop. So she's sort of like a party girl kind of a thing. Yeah, that's me.
He's a party person. Hell yeah. Awesome. And we have Speedy back with us today. Speedy, how is it going?
Oh, I'm doing great, Will. Thank you for going to me right as I took a bite out of protein bar.
Perfect timing.
How are you doing?
I'm good. Now I'm hungry. Yeah.
Yeah, glad to be back. I am returning. I play the character Charlie Barber, your local barber surgeon who is quick with a blade and with a leech and ready to try and stop this plague by any means necessary, and is very bad at lying and very concerned about his friends.
You can't keep a secret, kind of. Cool. We have Lydia with us tonight. Lydia, how's it going?
Hey, it's going great. For the third time, how are you, Will?
I was pretty good.
Yeah, glad to hear it. I am playing Polaris. Well, I do play Polaris. She is an elf astrologer. She can tell you your horoscope just from simply looking at the sky. She's super good at that. Lydia is not. Super
good. Delving in her friends to witch hunters. You know, multiple skill range. It's wide.
Don't bring that up.
So one thing.
Don't bring that up.
If you haven't watched last episode, definitely worth go back. I think it's coming out. It's either out on YouTube today. Yeah, it came out on YouTube earlier today as we're recording this one, so you can go catch up there on YouTube. Good fun times. We've got Ruben with us tonight. Ruben, how's it going, my friend?
I'm doing well. How about yourself for the fourth time? I am just trying to get through this monster of a book and figure out exactly how we're going to level up, which is why I'm glad we have this little session to be able to talk about it.
Definitely. Yeah, we wanted to do a little character level up because we did all character creation together, so it makes sense for us to go and level up our characters, decide what choices we're going to make as a group. Oh yeah, tell us a little bit about Nick as well.
Oh, Nick is a Bravo, which is a kind of character that has a confident swagger and is very quick with a quip, and also quick with a blade and a finesse weapon, and tends to be the frontline fighter of the group.
Fantastic. So yes, we have this band of Blackhearts, and each session they get reward points, which is an equivalent to XP in the game, and they get to spend it now. So normally you can go through each session and do level ups, but we figured we'd do this little episode here to talk about what level ups we're going to be doing, and they have 500 reward points to spend, which means that they're going to be getting some new skills, some new advances, while they're in the basic tier before they get into the intermediate, when they can start taking second professions, and maybe now's a good time to figure out what kind of professions you might want to go into in the future as well. So yeah, but before we get started today, I'm reminding you guys of a couple of things. The first of which is we are here playing Zweihander RPG today. We're sponsored by them, so you can head over to grimandperilous.com, which is their website, to check out the wide range of different Zweihander and Grim and Perilous products that you can find over there. And currently, the intro video that we played is for Mingausch, which is the new supplement on DriveThruRPG, which right now is on sale. You can grab it for just under $7. So big sale on it. Go and check it out. DriveThruRPG.com and punch in Zweihander. The links are in the chat as well. I'll send one in there now, and they'll be in the description of the YouTube video as well if you're catching this later. But get it while it's hot, my friends. As per usual, we're sponsored today by FancyGrounds.com, our virtual tabletop of choice. I don't imagine we'll be doing a whole lot of rolling today, but usually we do. Usually we do lots of rolling, and all of the rolls are bad. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they work out the body. Yesterday they were particularly bad, ended up in 2 players dying in another game, but hey, for the most part they've been okay for you guys. So go to fancygrounds.com, you can download it for free on Steam or via their website. whalinggames.co.uk is a go-to place to get your tabletop, war games, board games, and more at up to 20% off the retail value. I just picked up a copy of the Age of Sigmar rulebook over on whalinggames.co.uk because it's way cheaper than buying it from Games Workshop. Lol. What else? Tablesofloot.com is a place to go and get your dice needs. Just perusing that website for a few seconds, I always find myself adding dice to the pool. So you can go over to their website, tabletoploot.com. Oh, and we hit 23 tweets on this tweet. We'll give away a free set of tabletop loot dice to you guys there as well. Cool, so let's get into it. The Blackhearts are at a decision point in the game because they got a bunch of witch hunters after them, which means that they may be in for a little tricky fight, which is definitely no one's fault. So they're going to need some help.
Savage.
I agree that it's no one's fault. I don't think the problem is there.
Thank you.
It takes some responsibility. Like
I agree.
20% responsibility is mine. 80% is on someone else who won't be named. But no, they're going to need some level ups. They're going to need some new skills, maybe some new fighting abilities, maybe some new spells. Who knows? To try and get into what's going to be a pretty nasty fight, I suspect, in the next episode of the show. No spoilers there, but they have 500 reward points to spend, which means when you start a character, you get 1,000 reward points. So they're effectively sort of getting 50% more powerful than they were before. So getting a lot better at the things that maybe they're already good at, or maybe now is a chance to flesh out your character where the weaknesses are that you've noticed. We've been playing the game for 7, 8 weeks now. You guys definitely have a good feeling of how the game works, how the roles are working, and what works, what hasn't been working so far for your characters. In the basic tier, you can do, you've already purchased your professional traits, you need 10 skill ranks, 7 bonus advances, and 3 talents to head into the next tier, which is the intermediate tier, where you can start taking a second profession. So skill ranks, pretty obvious ones, where you're going to start getting improvements to your skills. So your rolls become a lot easier to make. Your bonus advances affects your actual ability scores. So make you better at round you out a bit more in most things. And then talents are the equivalent, I would say, of like feats in D&D. So they're like special abilities and cool things that your character can do. And some of which are really, really powerful. So definitely worth checking out the sort of talent block here as you think about how much XP you want to spend, or RP rather that you should spend. Actually, I like the term RP more than XP. That's kind of cool. But hey, I want to start off, I guess, just by asking you guys a question about what kinds of things you might want to improve your characters about, and then we can start talking about in the terms of the rules, how we can make you guys better at them. So, Kimmy, with Danny, what kinds of things would you like her to get better at? Is there another profession that you've been eyeing up, maybe, that you'd like her to go into in the future that we can sort of position her well for? What's the deal with that?
It's really funny that you used the term position her well, considering I'm thinking about becoming a prostitute as her other profession.
It's always a decision.
But I actually think I'm leading away from that, and I think I'm leading towards provocateur, and I will become the little finger of this campaign, which will make me vilified by all, I think, but would be very exciting. But the biggest thing I'm looking at right now is she's not really, or up until now, she hasn't really been skilled in any form of fighting. So like she has brass knuckles, but like she can't actually knock anyone out with them. She has a knife, but all she can do is kind of minimally damage someone. So one of the things I want to take is I have a skill, like a skilled range I can take. What is it? Simple ranged, which will allow me to use like bows, and I can be more useful.
That'd be
in
very
the fight.
helpful. I love
Yes.
it.
Yes.
So that's something I'm definitely looking at taking, and then just expanding on things that she kind of already has. So, like she'll have an eavesdrop skill now, so I can just listen in on things better, and then that will help me, I think, if I move towards Provocateur, who gets like all kinds of bonuses to eavesdrop, and
Definitely.
yeah, I'm excited to
Okay.
move her along.
Awesome. All right, we'll like circle back around in a minute. You can just start figuring. Well, I don't know if you want to start spending XP or not. RP, but yeah, you can start thinking about choices you guys want to make. All right, what about Charlie? What has Charlie got in mind for his future? Planning for his future.
Yeah, that's a really good question. Because Charlie, I mean, I don't know what Charlie wants for his future. Charlie's been trying to help people, but it seems like it's getting real dangerous, and like, I don't know, at a certain point he's worried, like, if I die, I can't help anyone. But also, if I die helping people, then isn't that worth it or something? I don't know. It's interesting because Charlie's dramatis personae or whatever, his alignments are heroism and martyrdom. So he is both like obsessed with trying to save people, but like also more than willing to die for that cause. So I don't know. I think that Charlie has, as a result of that, been very quick to rush into combat, like he did with the what's his name that I literally never remember. What was that?
You, the masked man, the Darian.
Yeah,
When you fought against
I'm gonna
him,
write that
and
down.
Nick was in the
Darian,
fight and
yeah.
saved you, and you got this horrible scar on your face and a black eye.
Yeah, I'm gonna take some notes here right now.
Yeah,
So
well,
I mean,
going
he's
into
been very
combat,
quick
so-
to rush into battle and has been very bad at fighting.
Right,
Like he's
right,
gotten
right.
a few good hits in, but like he's also missed quite a bit, and that's because in combat he has a 42% chance to hit. He doesn't have any skills in that, so I'm probably going to upgrade his simple melee so he can hit a little bit better with his scalpel or his straight razor. I've already taken all the talents that the barber surgeon has available.
Okay.
So
Sweet.
he's already like, he's not affected by blood and viscera and the madness that they cause. He's especially good with knives, and when he stabs someone, he can make them bleed. And he has determination. So if he takes a long time to try to do something, then he gets +10 to do it. But so other than that, it's just a matter of taking a few other skills.
Nice. Yeah, maybe some primary attribute bonuses. You could add one into a combat bonus or something like that, or your brawn that might help out with hitting things, or at least damaging things. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
I might take one in folklore actually, because we've been reading a lot of these sort of ghost stories, and I think that like, especially now that he has that book about the crows as well, that he's getting into what is not quite science anymore. It's like the myth, the sort of like less scientific things that cause plagues. Yeah, and I think that's an interesting thing for him to sort of go into a little bit more. That and probably rumor is the other skill ring that he would advance, and then just some primary attribute bonuses for the rest, I think.
Sweet. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so what about Polaris? What's in her to-do list for character level ups?
So I want to focus on things that will help me like progress with magic and get more spells and stuff. I think eventually when she gets to choose the higher profession, she'll do a soothsayer, possibly a truthsayer. I'd have to read them again. So I guess what I would want to do is bump up my things that help me cast spells. Like I'd max out incantation, and then also I'd add another to folklore, which I already have some in. I don't know. There's so many choices for magic users here.
Yeah, you got a lot of options. It might be worth checking out the talents if you haven't already bought all 3 talents as well. They could have
I
some.
think I did, and actually, I was just rereading those, and I completely forgot about one. Like that I haven't. I feel so dumb.
That you weren't using at the time, or
if you're having trouble deciding on what profession you want to go into next, you probably won't want to hear that there's also the main Gosh supplement, which has an additional like 70 professions or whatever that I just also looked at.
On sale now for just $6.66.
And we all got copies of that as PDFs. If you care to look through it.
They're a little more chaotic for the most part.
I forgot that I understand how to use the magic circle ritual, which probably would have been helpful.
Oh, Doxy's been using that one, I think.
Doxy's been using that
one. Yeah, so
you just remember that you can do magic circles. You're like, wait a minute.
So Doxy and I are just going to magic circle
take
everything
turns
from now on.
Yeah. Too bad that magic doesn't work on witch hunters, right?
Oh yeah. Shut up.
Hey, you guys! I hear someone calling me. I gotta go. It was really nice to talk to you.
Is it the witch hunters? Are they back for the second interview? Yeah.
Oh.
I think it's time to take a profession in anything that lets you just fight with your fists at this point.
Well, savior here might be Nick.
Yeah, maybe I really should be focusing on magic.
Yeah, well, Nick is the most, sword and board member of the party out there, I think, when it comes to hitting
sure.
things. Yeah, what's Nick thinking?
All I want to do is just hit things. So flipping through the book and seeing how you can advance from Bravo is really interesting because I want to play, and I have some good options that I really like, but I definitely want to see how the story progresses and exactly what happens to Nick between now and the time that we take our second profession, because there are a couple of directions that it could go in. The one that appeals to me most right now is the duelist. The duelist seems really good in addition to being interesting, and overlaps with a lot of my current skill set. But the other option that depending on exactly what we're looking for and what we're doing, the Grail Knight kind of fits sort of what we're trying to do. Not that we're hunting the Grail, but that we're hunting this bigger secret, this larger conspiracy, essentially, this bigger mystery, and that sort of fits the motif of the Grail Knight also. There's a lot of interesting options that I could pursue from the Bravo path. There's also the Chevalier, which we've met a Chevalier already. So that's kind of interesting to me. That if I was just like, well, I've killed Jean, so now I am Jean or whatever, or Jean died. Not that I killed Jean, but there's a bunch of cool options like that. So, and I've just started flipping through the Mongosh, which I must say I did not feel like there were a ton of options for me from advanced professions compared to how many advanced professions I saw for the magic users in the main supplement. Mongosh has a lot more options for your people who just hit things and stab things. So I'm looking forward to digging deeper into those as well.
Awesome. Fantastic. And Staffan, thanks so much for all of the sub gifts there. Welcome Avi, RPG Webby, Wicked Savage Clown, Sykes and Godfather Rafe to the subscribers. Thanks so much, Staffan. Appreciate it, buddy. Yeah, well, that's awesome then. So we've got sort of we've got a good mix here, and I don't know what Tomb and Doxy's character, Persephone Hilda, want to take. Presumably, Hilda's going to take a next profession like waitress or something like that.
She tried to from her second profession.
Oh, really?
Yeah, waitress.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. I
she's doing it.
thought you were being serious. I was like, really? Oh, cool. I must have missed that in the group chat. I didn't think. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Whew, okay.
I
Don't forget.
I forgot to
They
mention
said
what
they're
I was planning on going into.
Oh, what do you want? You go.
I mean, I think the only logical progression for Charlie from being a barber surgeon is to become a plague doctor, which I think is a really interesting advancement. And I don't know exactly how it would work out, whether it's like he has to get initiated into the crows, or if he just sort of dons his own mask and
Right.
through whatever he learns from this book, it becomes enlightened in some way to the plague. It would be really interesting to see how that goes.
Yeah, definitely. Because I guess the normal route to getting there would probably to go and visit the crows in Arkenbury, which is maybe something the party might do at some point anyway. There was talk of maybe heading that way at some point or another. But it would be cool to see him sort of go rogue, as it were, because he's got the book, which like no one else has, and he can you can make your own mask and say you're a plague doctor, and no one's gonna stop you from doing it. So that would be equally as a cool arc to see Charlie coming into his own now. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's also very interesting considering what plague doctors and what crows represent in this world, because they're not like these. They're not doctors in the traditional sense, right? Like Dr. Phineas he's a physician. He doesn't wear a mask. He doesn't treat the plague, even though he's very well educated. That's a very different profession. Plague doctors are considered, or the crows at least, are considered to be heretics, at least by these witch doctor standards, or witch hunters. Very different thing. Nick said that earlier. Now I just keep saying witch doctor instead.
Yeah, sorry about that. I was just on the witch doctor page in Mongosh.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Yeah, so it's like it'd be an interesting thing, because it would sort of be embracing the fact that you would be considered a heretic to some. But we're also in the current city that you're in is one of the only places where that is now really strictly enforced, which also makes it interesting source of conflict. Whereas elsewhere, it's things are pretty chaotic to the point where there aren't really witch hunters always seeking out corruption. It's there's open war in places in the world, so it's it's more dynamic elsewhere. You could probably get away with it a whole lot easier. But
although even mechanically in the book, the drawback for plague doctor is called like bringer of death, which means that when you enter a new town, people are immediately frightened because you're not just someone who cures the plague, you're a harbinger of it, right? If the town is completely safe so far, you don't want to see a plague doctor, because that means there's plague now.
yeah. It's definitely a double-edged sword. Yeah, you're an omen of ill tidings as a plague doctor, but I would love to see that happen in the story. That would be a really cool progression, and would give us a whole lot to work with in the story, both for Charlie and for the rest of the narrative as well. Kimmy, did you have a question or a thought for Danny?
Well, I just had something to share with everyone that I'd forgotten about, and I just remembered that based on our upbringings, we have the favored primary attribute. So it only costs 50 points to purchase that bonus. Just remember that. Yeah. Because I had forgotten what it was right now.
I forgot about that.
In one of our 7 categories, it only costs 50
of the bonus. And then you're up. So it's on page 60. And it's based on whichever those upbringings that you picked or rolled. It tells you what the favored one is. And so if you purchase that from your table, it only costs 50.
Yeah, so it's a reminder, if you're cultured, your favorite primary attribute is fellowship. If you're forgotten, it's agility. Industrious is brawn. Militant, combat. Opportunistic, perception. Reverent, willpower. And scholastic is intelligence. So I think we had a fairly
fellowship one.
Fellowship was cultured. Yeah, 1 to 14.
I was fellowship, so that's what
I was right.
Or reverent, I guess.
Yeah, I was reverent too.
Which
So I
was
think
opportunist.
Yeah.
I was an opportunist because my daddy picked up homeless people on the street to perform surgery.
Yikes.
Like everything.
Like you do.
So,
Like you do.
Seeing as I need to get out of here pretty quick,
Yeah.
I can only be here for a little bit. I wanted to let you know what I have decided to do with my 500 points.
Perfect.
Do it.
Do it.
Great. So, as far as I understand, I need to pick up essentially all 20 of these things to complete the Bravo leveling, right? Eventually. And
Correct.
so we started with 9 or 10, depending on how many points we had to spend with our favorite upbringing. And so I began the game with skill ranks in athletics, charm, coordination, gamble, and martial melee. Skill ranks in... Nope, sorry. Then bonus advances in fellowship. 2 bonus advances in fellowship, because that was my favored upbringing. And then that's what I started with. And then I bought all 3 of my talents, if you remember.
Yes. Yeah, I remember that.
In this iteration, here are my purchases. I am buying a point in agility because I feel like that is a thing I need.
Sure.
And it just doesn't make much sense to be a finesse fighter without more agility.
Yeah.
I bought a point in intelligence, seeing as we're doing a lot of chatting and a lot of information gathering. I bought a point in willpower because my willpower was super low. And then I bought 2 skills. I bought folklore and rumor, which I think are self-explanatory.
Yep. That makes sense.
That's what I've done with Nicholas Rattenberry.
Excellent.
And then I still have, and then the next time we level up, then we'll move into our new professions.
That's correct. Yeah. I think the next time that we level you guys up, I'll be sure to give you guys enough RP to hit your second profession, which will probably be at the end of this current arc that we're at.
Great.
So that we get that. Wu-Tang Piglet, thanks so much for the cheer, my friend. Let us know what you want to do with that, by the way, and we can bring that into the next game session for the Blackhearts. Ruben, I know you got to run off. So if you got to go, then feel free to do your normal outro here.
And then before I go, is there any thoughts that y'all had on Nick going forward as to what I need to be? So what I didn't pick was I did not pick simple melee weapons because I have martial melee. I didn't pick brawn, which is maybe questionable. And I didn't pick resolve because I don't really know how resolve works.
Oh, I was just looking at resolve. It's just kind of like you're cool under pressure.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
If someone tries to make you go crazy, that's the one that you'll roll probably.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
that's true. Yeah.
Cool. I'm very excited to see where Nick heads because I think that there are still many options ahead of him in terms of second profession. So
Definitely.
No
Yeah, he's
just
got a
a
lot of ways you
regular-
could go there. Yeah.
Yeah, tons of different choices. So yeah, I'll see y'all next week. I gotta run.
Appreciate your time, buddy. Thanks for making it.
Yeah.
All right, good night, everybody.
Have a good one, Ruben.
Bye. Alrighty. So that's a magic item for Polaris. So normally I sort of do backstage stuff for what Polaris or what magic items might come into the game. But what kind of thing would if Polaris had a magic item wish list? What kind of thing would you be looking for? Like a book or something that would actually be useful in terms of spellcasting? We could try and work it into the
Shit, like
narrative.
something.
You can get like a magic fish or something.
Yeah, like a
Magic-
like a
No.
like a tiny
No.
emo.
You said anything you want? Could it be a
I would
trout?
want like some type of like magic stardust or something like that. I don't know what I would do with it or like what it could do.
Okay, I'll look it up. Hey, I'll see if there's
Fuck it,
anything.
I
in
don't
there.
know. Is there like a list to choose from? I just made that up.
I'll take a look.
He's gonna give you like a 75-pound meteor that like you just have to like
Done.
pull everywhere on a chain.
Better take some points in brawn.
I'm just gonna
Well, yeah,
spend all of my RP in brawn right now so I can carry around that meteor with me.
you just, but with Nick not taking any additional brawn, he's pretty much the only sort of like character with brawn, I think, in the party who can like tank, or stand up to several hits in a fight, which was fine, I think, when he had his pike because he had the 10-foot reach and he can really control the battlefield. But now he's traded it in for basically a dagger. So your combat efficiency may be somewhat lessened by the because Nick is more defensive now, but he also hasn't taken anything else in brawn. So maybe we're considering for the party if anyone wants to take less rumor and fellowship, because I know I think 3 of us said that we want to take rumor and fellowship, and it might not be worth all of us spending the points in that. If Nick's already taken that, I think Charlie and Polaris maybe talked about that as well. If there are some more combat-based skills, it might be worth heading into that. Maybe not for Polaris because Magic's main dealer, but Charlie perhaps.
Yeah.
As a barber surgeon, I literally do not have the option to take bonus advances in combat or brawn. So
Yeah, me neither. I
Cool.
could make that simple.
I'll chat with
but I will
Tomb.
continue to rush into the battle first anyways.
Hey!
I can perform surgery on myself, right?
Sure, yeah.
It'll be fine.
I think that I would maybe take some in healing, because we don't
Okay.
have a lot of that right now outside of Charlie and I.
I am
think we-
very good at healing, but having
But if
me
you're
be the
now-
only person good at healing is not necessarily a good idea.
Yeah, I think I'll chat with Emmett and Tomb, both of them. I'll chat to both of them about taking. It's already having a conversation with 2 people when he talks to Emmett. He's method like that. Fridays at 8:00 is self difference. But yeah, I'll talk to him about maybe taking some actually take a look at his class and see what he can do to give him some suggestions on making himself some more combat effective. Because I think last time in the fight, he threw a bomb and it sort of distracted people but didn't do much damage, and then he got into a knife fight and he stabbed pretty bad. So I want to make sure that you guys are a little bit more prepared for combat situations, which is fine that you're not super prepared for them, because you can only be so prepared for them in this game anyway. But we've got a fair few sort of non-combat oriented characters that are good at like buffing and being utility type classes. But with Nick not taking super combat based skills, because his character, I guess, is like he's got the whole con man thing going on, and the fighter is sort of secondary to that. Definitely worth keeping in mind. Or any gear upgrades as well. In the narrative are a good point for you guys. You're about to gear up for the fight, so you can literally go and gear up. So if you wanted to take a look at the equipment list, or maybe if you don't have any armor, it might be worth wearing leather at the very least, or a studded leather jerkin, that kind of thing. Could save your life when you know that there's a battle on the horizon.
Not a bad idea. I mean,
it's one hit to get you killed. That's the scary thing.
my main weapon is technically considered a shiv, which doesn't sound particularly strong.
It does sound like it might break when you stab someone.
Just a sharpened
What did we
brush.
say that weapon was? It's basically a stick with optional spikes on it. I don't even remember what it is. I have like a
With
staff.
optional spikes.
Basically. It does nothing.
Yeah. Well, your magic does like a shit ton of damage when it hits, so it's like a D10 compared to a D6.
It does. Yeah, and I have a pretty high willpower, so it's pretty easy for me to hit, which is good.
Yeah.
How do I get more spells? Because I have 3 petty magic.
Yeah. That is in, I'll give you the page reference. Learning spells.
Like, I know I have to like find one and study it and
Pretty
do
much.
things.
And
I don't know like how often I can do that.
yes. Your library
Because if
spells.
we're
Learning
doing
spells
in
is two
haunted
ways.
libraries, I'm going to learn a bunch of spells.
So actually, Doxy's character, Persephone, has a book that she might let you look at as well. She got to take a new spell from that, so I'd let you do the same.
Okay.
If you, in the game turns, want to read that book, you can also learn. You can pick a petty magic spell, which you have access to. So basically, learning spells, it's let's see the process. Actually, I've got it on the concise rules document, and it's quick to read there. Zweihander. Rules reference. So learning a new spell looks like... Yeah, okay. You check your limits. You commit to learning it. You create a sacred scroll 1 hour per level. You practice 1 day per level. You finalize your research. You test your incantation. Plus 10% because it's petty. You need to have a tome to write it, which you do. And if it is... Okay, you can learn. You can spend RP on it if it's a high enough level spell, but that doesn't matter. Yeah, so basically, you
Study.
get the book, you read it, you write it down on a scroll, you practice saying it, and then you test to see if you get it.
I think my firstborn ability automatically makes me pass my incantation test when I learn a
You're
new
right.
spell.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I remember that now. Okay. So yeah, for you, it's basically a matter of getting a book and reading it for long enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I'd also say that if you were to go to a temple, you could request like a magical book.
Okay.
Being who you are. Normal people
I do
can
know
get
that-
it, but you get to like the restricted section, you know.
An astrologer can't learn divine magic. We can only use arcane. Like, I can't take a profession that would access divine magic.
Yeah.
So if a temple would give me some arcane stuff, I'm cool with that.
Yeah. So in this game, in our world, all the magic is controlled by the church.
Yeah.
Sound familiar? Yeah. So that would totally be fine. Or you could read Doxy's book and you've already got it. So Bella's like 2 routes for you to get it because you're licensed.
I've got papers.
You got papers and everything, yeah.
And if you didn't, I could counterfeit them because now I can counterfeit.
Oh man, you might need to counterfeit some for Doxy soon.
That's what I was
It's a
wondering.
conversation worth having with Hilda at some point, I think.
So when we take advances, does that affect our percentage number here or the bonus number? I can't remember what that does.
So it depends what you take. I've got to go back to the appropriate thing now. But the bonuses increase your bonus dice. Your bonus number. Scrolling, which is like your CB, your BB, your AB, your BB. Right. And then the advances, I think, give you 5%, but it could be 10 because my memory is bad.
Same.
Bang advances.
Because I took 2 bonus advances and now I don't know how to change aside from the little bubble.
So yeah, I think you change your, let's see, professions. Nope. I'm on the wrong page. While scrolling. Okay, so you grow your primary attribute bonus. So like your CB or your BB will go by +1 each time you purchase a bonus advance. For instance, if you had a CB of 4 and you purchase a bonus advance in combat, your new CB is now 5, which takes into account for damage. Skill ranks at +10% base chance. There you go. For each skill rank, you gain +10% base chance to use that skill. Furthermore, skill ranks are cumulative, meaning a character who has purchased 3 skill ranks and a single skill gains a bonus of a +30% base chance to use it. So you would test your... so if you were testing athletics, you would test your brawn. Let's say your brawn was 40. You've taken 2 advances in athletics. You've got a 60% chance now.
Gotcha.
One advance would be 50%.
But so should we change that percentage or should we just like
you just tick the box on the character sheet and you can mark it, and then each one is 10%. So when you test, when I'm like test your athletics, you'll see your brawn skill and you've got I've got 2 advanced in athletics. That means +20.
Got it. Okay.
You can write a little note in the focuses. I mean, if you want to remind yourself that's actually a handy space to put that.
And then the other thing to remember when you're upgrading your primary attribute bonuses is those don't impact like the percentage that you roll, but they impact like your initiative, your movement, your peril and damage thresholds.
Right. I had just upped perception, and then when Lydia mentioned her willpower and being able to hit, I was like, oh, I'm gonna take willpower instead.
Right.
And now I can adjust my peril threshold.
Sweet.
Awesome.
Yeah. Which is definitely a useful thing. Okay, cool. So have we decided what things we want to spend points on? What do you want to take, Danny?
So I'm taking counterfeit skill, which will allow me to forge documents. Eavesdrop, like I mentioned. I'm taking simple range, like I mentioned, so I can be more effective with some weapons. And then I'm taking bonus advances in perception, which will make me better at the eavesdrop. And also the willpower, which will increase my peril threshold and maybe some other things.
Nice.
So,
awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, Danny's getting good. Throwing things and writing things. Cool. And resisting things with the willpower bonus, yeah. That's definitely a handy one. Okay, what about Charlie? You decided what kind of stuff you want to take then?
Yeah, so I ended up taking simple melee.
Nice.
Folklore.
Hit shit.
Rumor. And then primary attribute bonuses in intelligence and willpower.
Nice. Yeah, both useful ones for Charlie. Better at a lot of the skills there. Yeah. Intelligence actually handles a lot of the skills, which Charlie's good at. So.
Yeah, I don't know if intelligence. I don't know what intelligence bonus affects for anything other than magic, which I don't have. But
it may just be that. Let's see. Attributes.
Does it not affect your heal? Because that's in there. And intelligence.
It doesn't impact
I don't know.
those skill rolls. No, if you're just increasing the bonus.
Yeah.
At least I don't think so. Is Daniel still in chat?
Yeah, I'm not sure what will IB bonus will do for you. Skill descriptions. I'll do some reading here in a moment, but it's probably useful. That's the thing. Like a lot of skills which you use are intelligence based. So I'm sure we can find a use for it. Or if IB comes maybe somewhere into healing, I'm not sure. Look in a minute here. What about Polaris?
So Polaris is gonna take one in heal for sure. So my favorite attribute is willpower, and I already have 2 bubbles in incantation, and if I get the third one, is that still just 50?
Yeah, because at this basic tier, all advances are 100, or if they're your favored one, then they're 50. Whereas when we hit intermediate, everything costs 200, and when we hit advanced, it's 300.
Got it. And then when I get the 3 bubbles, what does that do for my overall score again? Or like my overall percentage?
If you have 3, each one is 10% and a cumulative. So if you have 3 bubbles in incantation, it's a plus 30% every time you test incantation. So you have your willpower score, say your willpower is 50, and ask you to roll incantation, then you have an 80% chance to succeed on the skill.
Well, hot damn. I'm really good at that then. So then I took heal, another one in incantation, and I haven't decided on my other ones yet. There's too many distractions and I can't concentrate. I have to do this when it's like totally silent and there's no one watching.
Yeah.
What are you going to pick? What are you going to do? What are you thinking? What are you reading? Which one are you going to take? What are you? We all want to know. Figure it out. Pick one. Pick one.
Y'all want to know?
So my other
We're all waiting.
for willpower are resolve. What did we say resolve was?
Resolve is like testing against madness. So.
I'll do
it's
one
like,
that.
it's like your sanity score, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, this seems like a game where that's important.
Yeah, for sure. Well, if I'm gonna, I feel like I need to do another one in willpower since I'm spending 50 in one, and then I can do 50 in another. Because gotta round those numbers out.
Yeah, round numbers are important in a game like Zweihander.
I know. I'm just left with 50 now because I can only take one willpower. And that's my favorite thing. So now I just have 50 points left for, I guess, the next level up.
Yeah, I feel like interrogation is not really Polaris, and then tradecraft, I don't really know what she would do with that.
Yeah, making stuff. Making fortune star things. I don't know.
Okay.
Alright.
Maybe next time.
You can just save it for the next time you have more RP to spend, and
Right?
or you could spend it in tradecraft. By the way, I described it. Sounds equally good.
Yeah.
Equally powerful. Awesome. Okay, do we have any questions about level ups, talents, or anything that we take or might take? It sounded like we got through most of it. I'm going to run through Doxy and Emmett so that they aren't super nerfed by the time we get to the next session as well. They're like, I can now fly. They're like, what?
No.
Also, I can make trade things.
So
Cool.
can I ask a quick question about the witch hunters? No.
No.
Okay. See you later. Good night.
Absolutely.
What was the deal about using magic with them?
So they said, someone warned you, Dr. Phineas said that not only was it a bad idea to use it on them, but they somehow repelled magic in some kind of send it back at the caster sense. Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay.
I would let you when we play the game, I'd let you roll like a rumor or a folklore to have some more info on that, because I think you would be the only person that might know more about that.
I was thinking that maybe before we go into that, I could, since you said I could maybe hit up the temple to look for like some arcane books, if I could maybe read one about like counterspelling or something like that. I don't know. I just thought about that. We'll see.
Okay. Yeah. If I'll make a note to remind you to make like a folklore roll,
Okay.
and we can see
Well,
what
magic's only good
Polaris may or
anyway,
may not know.
so I mean, it's this is it for Polaris. Just gonna hit him with my staff.
Yeah. Well, now you can heal people as well. So maybe when people are dying, you can like kill them. Yeah.
Just keep bringing.
Is there like
back.
is there like a healer's kit? Like maybe Charlie could have taught me like some basic first aid or something.
Yeah, I mean, there's bandages, basically. There's probably what you would... Yeah, and I don't even think you need to use a heal test to use those, but they like stop bleeding and...
So the bleeding effect, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which, by the way, if you ever take an injury, you immediately... I think if you ever take a moderate injury, you immediately start bleeding.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Noted.
a whole thing.
Also, if you
Luckily,
and
I
then
don't
if
think
you
it'll
bleed
take
for
long.
as many rounds as you have brawn bonus, you die.
What?
Yeah, bleeding is really bad, yeah. You can bleed out
Yeah.
pretty quickly.
Jesus. I mean, you can as a human
So your
being
brawn
too.
bonus is like...
Yes, correct. That's just how things work in life.
Yeah.
Right. You
I mean,
can
cut
only
the right
bleed for so long. It's generally good advice that if you start bleeding from some kind of major wound, just to get that sorted, don't leave that running.
Yeah, fix that like real quick.
Get that scene too. Yeah. Awesome. Okay.
I just read a cool rule that I don't think we've been playing with at all, which is something called a fortune pool.
Oh yeah, you've had.
Oh, I
fortune
forgot
points.
about that.
We've had that the
definitely
whole
want
time.
character creation. Yeah.
No. But so at the beginning of every game session, place 1 token plus an additional number of tokens equal to the number of players participating into a bowl. This means if there are 5 players, total of 6 tokens must be placed in the bowl at the beginning of the game session. These tokens are called fortune points, and the bowl is referred to as the fortune pool. So every session we have access to these.
Yeah, I can
But
also
remember-
give you fortune points, which is like inspiration when you do cool
Those
things.
are the things, though, where if we use them, though, doesn't Will get the nega fortune
Correct.
that he can
Yes.
us? Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. If you've only if you've played any like 2d20 Modiphius games, it's a little bit like what's it called, momentum, and there's another term that they use there. But it's basically like you have PC points, I have evil GM points. I can spend evil GM points to do bad things. You can spend PC points to make you survive, and then
Yeah, I just completely forgot about that and want to start using it. Did Will freeze?
No, he's just
Yeah,
to sleep.
yeah, he's just sleeping.
Will.
He's just resting his eyes. But yeah, you can use that immediately after you fail a skill test to re-roll your die, which is cool.
That is very
And you
cool.
can use it during combat to get an additional action point on your turn, or immediately after rolling a d6 chaos or fury die, you can spend a fortune point to treat the face value as a 6. So just do max
nice.
damage.
which is dope.
Yeah, I forgot that existed.
I had
yeah,
to.
yeah.
Will also.
Worth
if we do
reminding
that, we
ourselves
do
for
the
the
power.
next session, because there's going to be some combat there. Yeah, fret is the term. Momentum and fret. There it is. I remember
There's-
things.
There's some rule that I just remembered too for astrologers that if I roll a 6 on a chaos dice, then something terrible or magic happens.
Yeah,
Kinda
yeah.
like
No,
a-
so maybe you were away that session, but I was we were playing that with Doxy a couple of sessions back, and so you can. God, I can't remember the term, but you can give yourself. You can channel, so you can channel your spells
yeah,
for plus
that's what it is,
10%. Yeah. No, we did talk about it. Yeah. And then if you roll a 6 and you get a chaos manifestation, and then terrible things happen, it's a great time.
Yes.
But like,
I
if you
forgot all
got
about that.
like an 80%, you're probably good. But if you definitely want to make sure a spell goes off, then you can have a 100% chance that it goes off, which is like you always succeed.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's a thing as well.
cool.
Cool.
I'm glad I had the
All
chance
right.
to go back and reread some of this because there are some things that I forgot about and I had been overlooking. So now I'm happy that they're at the front of my mind for next game because it sounds
Yeah,
like we're going to
yeah.
need everything we have.
We gonna need
Yeah.
it.
We don't
Yep.
need it.
You can rules lawyer me to death and try and survive next episode.
Yeah,
So,
that's how we're
That's
gonna
how
do
we
it.
worth doing.
This is as much a
Very
battle
good.
against Will as it is against the Inquisitors.
Yep, definitely. Well, I would argue it's as much a fight against Lydia after last week's
Oh my
episode.
God, Will!
She's on my side. I didn't realize that there was like 2 of me in this game. It's great.
Oh no. There's
She's a plank.
Oh,
there's a
no,
plan.
I
We've
quit.
been
Sabotage.
conspiring.
I tried so hard to do a good job.
Oh no.
Pluto, yes, the GM is in chat. It's Encounter Roleplay up there. Also, yes, we use Fantasy Grounds. We're sponsored.
Yeah, it's true.
They're
Yeah.
great.
Check out our sponsors, fantasygrounds.com, our virtual tabletop of choice. That command didn't work, but that one does. There it is. Cool. Well, I think that sounds like character gen and, well, not character gen, but level up for our characters is done for now. So we're going to be back next week with the full cast and crew. I'll have a chat with Doxy and Emmett in
Okay,
the
not quite full
meantime.
cast and crew. I'll be out
Oh,
next
wait.
week 'cause
Oh,
of
yeah, you're not
taxes.
here. Yeah. God damn it. Wow.
Right.
What was
Right.
any of what was
Yeah,
any of
and
this
I
for?
had the perfect plan to make everything be fine. And sorry, guys. Good luck.
I actually gave Speedy the answer to all of your problems, but he's not going to be here next week, so...
Can't tell you.
it's
Yeah,
fine.
he only told me because I wasn't
Can't
going to be there.
It's against the rules, so... Yeah, but yeah, we'll be back next week to have a throwdown with some witch hunters and to test out some new abilities, test out some new skills, and put the Blackhearts to the test. So we're gonna test out their mettle for the next session here. So join us next Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Thank you for joining us tonight for this shorter episode of the Blackhearts. If you haven't checked out Zweihander yet, check over their website, growingperilous.com, drive for RPG, punch in Zweihander, and you can check out the new book as well, My Gosh, which is a new supplement with a bunch of new professions. So if you want to check that out, you can get it on sale at the moment for $6.66. Yeah, cool. All right, you guys. Well, let's do a quick go around. Where can we find you guys online? To start with Kimmy. Where can we find you online, Kimmy?
Hi, so I'm Kimmy. I am Miss Kimmy D85 on Twitter. That's about the only place I'm active. How we go?
Fantastic. What about yourself, Speedy?
I am Speedy. You can find me everywhere as Not So Speed Runs. And also check out the mental health community that I help organize called Cast Together. A bunch of streamers. We raise money for mental health charities and have a very supportive Discord and everything. You can check that out at Cast Together on Twitter. That's it. Thank you.
Dope.
Also, if you're going to be at PAX East, say hi to me. I'll be there.
Awesome. And Lydia?
I'm Lydia. You can find me on Twitter at CastleMacLydia. I play D&D in my basement with my family and my friends, and we are on Twitch, twitch.tv/CastleMac. You can watch us on Sundays and other nights. Rolling dice in person around the table. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm bad at this.
Killed it. Killed it.
Thank you. Every time.
Every time. Awesome. If you're watching me here, you've already found me. Congratulations. Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. You're not watching this, Sam. I don't know. Don't know what to tell you. You can come back here tomorrow. We start streaming at 5 p.m. Eastern. We don't stop streaming until 2 a.m. Eastern on a Saturday night. So, yeah. Shadow the Demon Lord, Gron Ellis' new game, Unrestful Hearts in the Garden of Glory, and then Simba Room, Darkness and Davagar at 11 p.m. Eastern. So we'll see you guys then. But until next time, try not to roll too many net ones. We want to be enjoying it. That's not how it works. That's not how that one goes. Look, got my own outro.
Really? You've only been doing
this for 4 years.
4 years or whatever?
You always got better than Will, so you're fine.
That's the first time I've ever gotten that wrong. You know, like, never said that
We're all
wrong.
going downhill now.
Two rum and cokes can't even fucking speak. All right, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Try not to roll too many out ones because we want to be laughing when you do. Killed it. Good night, everyone. Bye. Oh, I cannot believe it.